Yo, big up everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another video on the channel. And today we're going to be talking about the game, dissecting the performances of the Chelsea United game. And we're going to be talking about each performance and how the player performed in the game. And yeah, man, later on the show, we're going to also cover on the Ralph announcement. He's just been announced by Fabrizio Romano, which is good news, and what he's going to bring to the club. And lastly, the last part as well, we're going to be talking the title. You can see it on the title, the Bruno and Rashford, whether they should be dropped or not, because their performances haven't been good lately. So Ralph will be watching that Chelsea game, and he's going to be looking at a few players. And I reckon some of the players are going to be, like, their spot's going to be taken by certain individuals. And yeah, man, before we start on the show, I have to big up Casper and Labil for joining once again. How are you, man, doing?
Yeah,
how are you doing, Casper?
On the show.
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
What about you, Labil? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
Nice. No worries. Obviously, before we start on the video, make sure you like the video, give us a subscription as well. Big up for the support. And yeah, man, we'll go towards the show and talk about the Chelsea game. So we'll start with Casper. Like, what was your thoughts on the game? Because for me, if you told me before the game kicked off, we're going to get a draw against Stamford Bridge, I would have taken it. But once you watch the game and you see certain situations that happen, you just, oh man, like we were so close to get the 3 points. So for me, yeah, what are your thoughts on the game, Casper?
Yeah, I'm like that. If a draw is the worst for me, I can't lie, because I had that mentality that either you go and win, or you're push yourself hard enough so that you'll be hit on the counter or something like that. I don't want no draws, but because realistically, draws don't do much. It's 1 point here and 1 point there. Like most of the games you play are going to be wins or draw or losses. So I'm massively disappointed because of I see Jorginho makes a mistake. That's when we have to capitalize as well. And then they just get out. I think that's a soft penalty. I can't lie. I think that's a very soft penalty, and I think the same thing happened against Chelsea back in 2015 or something in the FA Cup. I think it was the same referee as well, again when it was Suma and Martial, but they didn't give it then. So I don't know what's changed there as well. And I think like every defender is going to do that and just try to get the ball away. So I just think it's very unfortunate, and I think it's a very, very soft penalty.
You know, with Wan-Bissaka, by the way, I think his intentions were fine, by the way. Like, obviously, during the game, you're heated up, like, your emotions are like, oh my God, why did you do that? But I watched it again, and I think it is a penalty, but I think it's really unfortunate. I don't think it's Wan-Bissaka's fault because his leg was always going to the ball. It was unfortunate that Thiago Silva's foot was in the way. So for me, like, I think Chelsea dominated us in terms of like creating chances. But like for me, there's a few scenarios where I'm so gutted we didn't get the 3 points, because I know we got our goal from a fluky. It wasn't really fluky in a way. It was like a missed touch from Jorginho, but I don't know, man. Because do you think top four is looking at a risk now that we've drawn? Because I don't know, man. Like we've only got 18 points and we're quite far away from top four.
No, I don't think we're that far. No. We're like what, 6 points?
6 points. We are 18, and then it's 2 plus 3. Yeah, 5 points away. 5 points away.
Not that far.
And after Arsenal and Crystal Palace, like I rate Crystal Palace highly. I can't lie. They've had a good season. But then it's Norwich, Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, Burnley, Wolves, Villa. Like that's when the easy games start to come. Do you know what I mean? So that's when we'll pick up point. And that's good when you play against Norwich and Brentford. That's when Ragnick is really going to put his team out and just to do this, because it's pretty much a no risk game, which was always going to win. So that's the sort of games you'd want as a manager, just implement your footballing style. But I think we'll get top four still, man.
I'm just
waiting.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Maguire to lift that Champions League at the end of the season, man.
Do you think, man, like Maguire, big slabhead? I was going to say, were you impressed with our performance, by the way, Casper? Like, as boring as the game was, like, were you impressed in how much we nullified Chelsea? Because like they're top of the league, and let's be honest, we all expected us to lose the game. So yeah,
I'm not overly impressed. Like, look at the players we've got. I think Bayern Lindelof had very good games. Lindelof in the first half was a bit shaky, but then in the second half he really picked up. I think AVB was solid as well. Telles was very solid. I think if Luke Shaw plays that game, I don't know what Reece James is going to do then. But obviously De Gea had at least 1 or 2 world-class saves, and then he just kept it quiet there as well. Because in the first 5 minutes, if David De Gea don't make that save,
Oh yeah.
we are definitely losing that game 100%.
Hudson-Odoi.
That's just a small margins as well. Yeah, Hudson-Odoi. Like that's a world-class save, and that just keeps us in the game. Because we could have taken another beating them, because then we had to go for it, and then they could just hit us on the counter. So then it would be game over for sure.
De Gea this season, man like David De Gea, numero uno. My guy De Gea, yo. Big up Sunil, by the way. Big up. De Gea was man of the match. Ooh, we'll cover about the man of the match later towards the show, yeah. But I do think De Gea was impressive today. But big up for commenting and showing the support. We'll move on to Labio. Obviously, 1-1 draw. What are your thoughts on the game? Just dissect the performance and what impressed you from both teams. And do you reckon it's 3 points dropped, or do you think you're happy with the draw? What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm happy. I disagree with Casper. I'll take the draw. Number one, going into the game, we haven't gone in with much confidence. We just sacked Oli. The team was on a low.
Yeah.
We just lost 4-1 to Watford. What happened?
No. The Watford result, bro.
Yeah.
Just living rent free in my head.
Yeah. No, but we lost to Watford. We've been in a downhill spiral.
Yeah.
And coming to Stamford Bridge, where we don't even have a good record anyway, and they're top of the league, and they got the best defense record in the league so far. I think it was very hard for you to come and think that you're going to win that game.
Yeah.
Even play good football to an extent. Even though we should be playing good football, I think, especially with Carrick being an interim, I know the football wasn't good, but I can kind of look past it, because I know he's not going to be here in the future, and I can kind of look over it. But the thing with Oli was, he was consistently playing rubbish football. That's where there was a difference. But I think on the game itself, look, we know how Carrick set up. He set up pretty much 8 at the back with 3 DMs, and basically try and hit on a counter, which wasn't successful at all, apart from the goal where Jorginho gifted us that mistake. I think there were good performances in defence. Bailly, Lindelof was good. De Gea was good. I think Fred was good at times. I think it was good overall, but you can see the part of the game where he lacks his final third. He doesn't really have that, the brain.
Decision making towards
when he tried Chip Mendy, he should have just looked up and played the pass to, I think Lingard might have been offside, but placed the pass to Ronaldo. But I think there was a few passengers. I think Bruno didn't play good. I don't think Rashford played good. McTominay didn't play good. And I have to say, I would have taken a point. The football was shit. I have to say that. On the other hand, Chelsea, I would say obviously Chelsea dropped 3 points because they had 15 corners. They were just bombarding us and whatnot. And we were basically just holding on to our dear lives. And I think the centre-backs really... Bailly was phenomenal yesterday. Absolute phenomenal. I feel like Chelsea was so relentless. They believed that let's just go and hit them. And maybe one time they'll make a slip up or make a mistake. You get it? I think that was more of their tactic, because they were kind of repeating the same thing, hitting crosses numerous times, and they didn't really change up. And I think that's where Tuchel probably went wrong. But obviously they had their injuries and whatnot. But look, I have to say it wasn't a good performance. I'll take the result. And I want to move on. Hopefully Ragnick comes in as soon as possible. And I think I'll just take the point and move on. Really, that's.
Speaking on Bruno and Rashford that you mentioned, for me, listen, I've said this a million times. They're both very good players, but I think for me personally, just forget what they've assisted. Forget the stats and for a minute, the whole overall performance as a player. Rashford was non-existent for me. I see what Carrick was trying to do, because he wanted what's his name? He wanted Rashford to get him behind, but how was Rashford going to get him behind against a team where it's really compact? And he wasn't. His pace was kind of. I don't know if Rashford suited this game. It's the same thing with Ronaldo as well. It wasn't really suited. So for me, Bruno, that performance was shocking. I don't know how you feel about Bruno, guys, but this guy, he is a good player. I'm not gonna cook him yet, but. For me, do you think do you think them two players, Bruno and Rashford, Ralph is looking at this and you know what? Nah, these two need dropping. Or what are you saying?
I think maybe he's not looking at dropping, but I think he knows the issue with the team.
Yeah.
That they're playing very defensive. They don't really get anything going when they're going forward.
Yeah.
Usually he plays McFred behind him. And the thing with Rashford that is different to Sancho is he's more of a forward. He's an inside forward, really. So he doesn't really have that creativity, that trickery, whatnot. So, which Sancho offers. So Sancho offers a bit of, creativity and whatnot. But I think we can all take into consideration that the whole team has been playing shit under shit coaches. I think even the goal we scored, Bruno just hoofed it into the air.
He always does that,
Huh?
He always does that, Bruno. Just
I didn't get it. Like, he just hoofed it into the air, and I feel like Bruno's just frustrated at this point, and he's thinking, "This is fucking shit." Like,
yeah.
But I think when Ralph Ragnick comes, I think he will just reassess everyone. I think when we play on the actual system and tactics, I think that's where I'm gonna really judge every single player, and that's.
I'll pose the question to Casper. Yeah, obviously Bruno. We all know that Bruno didn't have a good game. Do you think Bruno, in order to get into the listen, I'm not assuming that Bruno's not going to get in the Ralph system, but watching Bruno's games, especially against the big teams, do you think he has to, how do I say this, refine his game in a way, like make it a lot more not chaotic in a way? Like I feel like he rushes a lot of things for me, Bruno. Like especially when he gets pressed, like he doesn't know what to do in them type of situations. Like, would you drop him or would you play Donny in that situation? What are you saying?
No, I think it's just a dip of form for Bruno, really. But I'm not worried because it is Bruno Fernandez at the end of the day. Like, a dip in form of him is still him getting like 3 assists in 4 games and 2 goals. Like, it ain't nothing. Like, he's the top assister in the Champions League by a mile. He's created the most chances in the Champions League. He's one of the top chance creators in the Premier League. Like, I ain't worried about Bruno at all. I think he will flourish in this Rangnick system where he's pressing all the time because he does run a lot. But the whole team doesn't press. It's just one player at a time, and that's where it comes down to. So if we see Rashford and Bruno, who I think will be pivotal in Rangnick's system, I think they both will thrive under Rangnick. I really do. I don't think he needs dropping at all, man. I think Bruno just needs to stay in the team, calm down, because I still think he blames himself a bit for Ole's sacking, because I can see that some of these lot blame themselves for his sacking, and it hasn't really been a new voice coming in as well. It's been Carrick still, so you haven't really got time to process it. You still think about it because the same coaches are there coaching you. And I saw that Sancho goal as well against Villarreal. He didn't really celebrate it. I don't think it's because of Sancho, but again, I think that's more to him like thinking, why can't we do this? He didn't really celebrate that much. He was, yeah, go on, lad. But it was like, I just think it's something like he really blames himself. Like, he did point at the players after the Watford match as well, blamed the players as well. We're all part of it, and I think is right.
Sorry, Casper, but I think regardless, I think Bruno should have got maybe not dropped, but he should have got taken off by the 60th minute maximum. By the maximum 60th minute, he wasn't really offering us anything going forward. He couldn't really keep the ball, as he said, and I feel like he was just being reckless, and he just didn't care. Like, he was like, I think it's more frustration, but I think he should have came off. I think Van der Beek would have done more. But the thing is, we didn't have the ball, so we can't really dictate the play. So I feel like this was a shit game for him, but I think just the game plan and whatnot and the tactics, it's not helping him.
You know what it is as well? Like, obviously, listen, when Bruno Fernandes, you can't like deny his output. His output is very good, but for me, I'm not looking. The reason why I'm talking about Bruno Fernandes is just that his performances for me as a whole, like, I can't really remember the last time where I was like, yo, Bruno dominated that game single-handedly in the midfield. Like, he dictated the play in the midfield. He was passing. He was creating chances. For me, he does that. He always does it in moments for me. Like, he doesn't. Maybe that's because of the system, but for me, I was going to ask you, Casper, do you think Carrick so far? Obviously, he's had 2 games. Do you think he's done well?
Yeah, I think he's done all right. Like, a draw Chelsea and a win at Villarreal. I think if you said that after all the guys, like, you would think, yeah, I'll take that 100%. Like, man has a 100% win rate in the Champions League, never lost a Premier League game. Like, my manager, man. Like, what are you saying about that? But on the Bruno thing, like, I want to address it, because I think like Bruno is the reason we haven't got into the top 4 multiple times. Like, and if it wasn't for Bruno, we would still be a mid-table team. We would not have Sancho. We would not have Varane. We would not have Ronaldo. We would not have these sort of players because we wouldn't be in the Champions League. So, and when was the last time anyone dominated a midfield for Man United? Anyways, like I haven't seen Pogba dominate one in a time as well. Like it's just not possible when you have McTominay and Fred. I really rate Fred, but it's the combination of McTominay and Fred.
Combination, yeah, I agree on that.
You can't really dominate when you have those two just sitting behind and have no one to play with. Like,
speaking of really McTominay, I cannot believe, Casper, like obviously Labille would I think Labille's gone, but I cannot believe Sky Sports have given McTominay man of the match. I don't know what game they were watching, because for me, there's a few players that deserved man of the match. And McTominay was, if you think about it, McTominay was the worst player in the midfield out of the three, because I think McTominay, you big up Labille, we're just talking about how McTominay got man of the match, this Buki man of the match that came out of nowhere from Sky Sports. And for me, there's two midfielders in that team, Matic, Fred, that had way better games than McTominay. So I wanted to what do you think about the man of the match given to McTominay? Do you reckon they're just bantering, or like they actually mean it?
I think there's this media bias towards some certain players, English players, UK players. Like, I don't know what McTominay did that game. He was invisible in my eyes. I swear to God. I can't remember what he did. I remembered what Fred did. I remembered what Matic did. I remember literally even Bruno, even though he had a shit game, I remember what he did, the things he did. McTominay is just literally a passenger. Literally a passenger of the team.
You know what it is with McTominay? He never puts himself about. Like, he never imposes himself in the midfield. He never demands the ball. Like, it's always just, I'm happy to be here, and he's just going. I don't know, man. He's just so basic.
He's a passion merchant. Literally all he is. He's a passion merchant. And I feel like, I don't know where this bias is. Like, he's not a good player. He's not good at anything. And he's 25 years old. Like, it just doesn't make sense for me.
But there has to be something in there, though, doesn't it? It has to be something that he's doing on the training pitch regarding when you see Sir Alex loves this guy, Mourinho loved him, Ole loved him. Like, there has to be something about it, because at times I have seen him dribble past players and doing some techie things, but it's like it happens very, very rarely. But surely it has to be something regarding all these top managers rating him this highly and starting him almost every game. There has to be something, but I don't know what it is.
Do you trust them three people? So Mourinho loves him. I don't really trust his judgment because he wanted to sell Martial for Perisic, so I can't take him seriously. Ferguson, as good as he is, like, he did make some debatable transfers, like I don't even know. But what do you think, Labille, on Casper's comments? Do you think like he must be doing something well in training? Because I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. What are you saying? Man, like Labille, froze. His internet is moving a madman. It's moving like. Yo, Labille, can you hear me?
No, but okay. I know. I heard it.
Yo, man. Man just went into three different dimensions, Bloody hell. Yeah, his internet's moving, man. His internet's moving. Obviously, big up everyone for liking and subscribing, man. Like, I appreciate it a lot, man. So obviously, before Labille joins us, we'll just touch on the McTominay thing real quick. So for me, McTominay, I think his best role at best at United is an impact sub against the smaller teams. For me, because he has a good strike on him. He you know what it is with McTominay? He's okay when it comes to driving with the ball when there's space, but other than that, he's not a CDM. I don't know why McTominay. Just because he's big, it doesn't mean you can play someone at CDM. Like, for me, he's a lot more effective further off the pitch. But then again, he's not better than Bruno and Donny when it comes to further off the pitch. So that's why I'm trying to say, like, what's his role at the club?
Yeah, just let me get it straight. I do not rate McTominay. I don't want that out there. But the more times I think about it, like, there has to be something. If all these managers just keep playing him, and look now, if Ralph's coming in and start playing him, like, there has to be something. I don't know what it is, but whenever I see him, I'm never sure. Like, he's a passenger almost every game. Yeah, this man made about 22 fouls against Chelsea last night or something like that. But
22.
Something like that. I don't know, man. That man fouled a lot, but no, I don't think it's 22. I think he would have been sent off by a while. Then I'm not gonna lie, but he fouled a lot. But surely there has to be something.
I'll tell you what, he used to be a striker, right? In the youth, didn't he used to be a striker?
And then he grew about a feet. Bloody hell, man.
He
was about 5'4" when he was 18.
He had like a massive growth spur, then he just turned into like
Yeah.
6'4", like massive guy. But yeah, we'll move on to Nemanja Matic here, because for me, this guy's performance against the Chelsea game was very good. I like his performance. I thought he was calm, composed, typical Matic. Like for me, I know when people say he's finished, in terms of, I don't think he's as finished as people say. Like, you don't really necessarily need to play Matic 3 games a week. Like for me, I reckon if he plays 20, 25 games in the whole season, I think he'll do well for me. Like, he's the only one in the midfield that can drop in between the defenders, pick up the ball. He's actually really direct in terms of, like, he'll always look for the forward pass. He's not like a McTominay where he goes side to side. I think at times he can get caught out because of it, because he's so one-dimensional with his left foot. He gets caught out quite easily and it becomes a bit predictable. But what do you think of the Matic performance? Because I think he was very good.
He played okay, but I'm not going to say anything because every time I've seen him this season, apart from the Chelsea game, it's been utter shit, man. He was worse than McTominay against Watford, and then I can't remember the last time he played. And to be clearly honest with you, he ain't going to get no minutes on the Ragnick, man. No
you don't
minutes.
Think so?
How is that man going to be in a gegenpress?
But you know what it is like with the okay. So you're talking about off the ball when we all need to press.
Yeah, how is he going to do that, man? Man will be tired after 5 minutes. Man will be sitting over there with Luke Shaw just being like, bro, it's peak. It's peak.
You know what? Off the ball with Matic. Yeah, I think it's like there's a good point, but I don't know who he's going to play, to be honest. Matic.
I think Fred will play because Fred, man, he's a baller and he's tenacious as well. He seems
Would you?
like
Fred.
player.
Oh, you know what it is with Fred, yeah. Obviously, there was a few debatable things that he did during the game where he tried to chip, thinking he's Ronaldo or something. Like, I don't know what he was doing there. As barring that silly mistake he did, I think he was our best player.
Yeah, he was my man of the match as well. I told you after the game when you asked me. Like, he was my man of the match by a mile. Like, Sancho was not there. Matic was okay. Like, Lindelof was okay. Bayer was okay. But Fred just stood out, man. He was all over the place, just doing all these kinds of things.
Man. He was intercepting everything. Bro, this Fred guy, he's got like 20 lungs. Like, this guy is, he's got. I don't. You know what it is with Fred? Yeah, it's I reckon in the Ralph system, everyone knows what they're doing. There'll be less pressure on Fred on the ball because we always see with Fred sometimes when he gets the ball, he kind of shits himself a little bit. He's not the most press-resistant player, and he's not really a DM as well. So for me, in this, like obviously when Ralph comes in, Fred's going to be probably the most guaranteed starter in this team. Like I'm actually excited for Fred, to be honest. Like there's. Like you know what it is? As soon as Ollie, I don't know if this is a coincidence, but as soon as like Ollie not resigned, he got sacked. Sorry. As soon as he got sacked, Fred's performing against Villarreal. He had a pretty good game in the second half against that. He had a good game against Chelsea. It's the same with Sancho. Both Sancho and Fred and Donny van der Beek are thriving, man, and like they're only going to get better. So the more game time you get.
The month it is. Do you not see what month it is? November, and it's coming into December. This is when Fred always turns up, man. He's always done this. When it gets cold, Fred gets cold as well, man. He gets to be a baller. This was when I compared, man, to Kante and that. Crazy.
What are you saying? He's better than Kante?
No, not now. But when Kante was shit and Fred was balling out, like people were actually comparing him to Kante, say, "Who's this Kante guy?" and all that. Like I was on that train. I can't lie, man. I was bigging up Fred. I was close to even becoming a Fred stan as well. I'm just glad I didn't do that but now I definitely think he has a future at Man United. But he's getting on though. He's like 28 or something. He's
28.
Yeah,
he's 28 years old. Where do you think his best position is, by the way?
I think he's kind of a box to box with a bit more defensive minded.
So he's like your ball winner. He's like your, obviously, like jokes aside, he's not as good as Kante, but similar to a Kante.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Kante, man.
Yeah, man, like Fred. You know what? We're gonna have to just be shameless on this channel. Say Fred's better than Kante. It is 100%, what it is.
Man. He's clear, man. Well, what did Kante do that game? What did he do, man? Fred was getting man of the matches, and what was Kante doing, man? It was non-existent.
Man, Kante, he was watching from home, man. Big up Kante. But yeah, man, we'll talk about. What do you think of Tellers' performance? Because I think with Tellers, I don't think he offered much going forward because I think he was just focusing on defending. I think he actually kept Reece James relatively quiet in some moments. like, because Reece James, he's like what Chelsea's best player so far on form. So I actually think Tellers did a good job. Like, what do you think of Tellers? Were you impressed with him?
Yeah, I rate Tellers very highly, man. I've said for a time now I want him to get into the team, and I think I thought that was even more disrespectful what Ole did to Tellers, because he played less minutes than Donny van de Beek, believe it or not. Like, Tellers is a different kind of bowler. This man's cross is unbelievable. His delivery unbelievable. Like, he's an unbelievable left back when it goes to going forward as well. And I think he's on par with Luke Shaw when it comes to defensive work. So I don't see, and he's fitter as well. Like, he ain't fat, he ain't overweight, bro. Like, let's just be honest here. He is not overweight. So
do you think now with Tellers, good, like you said, he's more fit and he offers more going forward. Do you think Tellers is as good as Shaw when it comes to defending?
I don't rate Shaw defensively. I can't lie. I don't rate either of them defensively. I think Shaw is a bit overhyped defensively, personally. I think it's like I think it's just when he has that purple patch, he's really good defensively. But it's always the purple patch. He can't do it throughout the season. That's what gets us on my nerves.
Hey, yo, I saw the way I looked at like that.
Yeah, man. We were just talking about Matic. We were talking about Matic and Fred. Like, what are your thoughts on their performances? Because I think Matic. I think Casper, you said he had an okay performance. Is that you said okay?
Yeah.
And I said Matic, he had a very good performance. What's your thoughts? Wait, before you answer, yeah. Big up Realist TV. Big up for commenting, and big up Aisha, man. Big up. How are you doing? Right, go Labille.
Hey,
or is he gonna
give me a
lag out
second.
again? Hey, man's lagged out again, you know. Hey, yo, he's got
my god,
he's got that bookie internet, man. What's wrong with this guy's internet? Man's moving like bloody flipping. Oh my days, man's moving like
I can't say
McTominay.
much.
I didn't lag out, man. Just want to confirm, I didn't lag out. I left.
Yeah,
anyway.
whatever you say.
Hey, I remember when Casper had that weird Wi-Fi? I don't know if Ahmed remembers.
No, I don't think I remember.
I have no way.
Casper had the worst Wi-Fi.
My Wi-Fi is on top, bro. The Norwegian Wi-Fi. Don't.
He had the Wan-Bissaka Wi-Fi.
Nah, yeah. That's what I have now, bro. Perfect Wi-Fi, man.
What, slide tackling Wi-Fi? Bloody hell, man. What are your thoughts, Labille, on the Matic and Fred performance?
Matic, I think, was solid. The thing I liked about Fred today was, as much as people say it's a bit like it's cliche in a sense, but he was very energetic. He was pressing. But I think the one thing that is wrong with him was the passing. His passing wasn't that good.
Oh, yeah.
But I think in this game, I think it was very important to press and recover the ball and in situation. I think Fred had a good game. But I think what we all know that he lacks is in the final third, he's just brain dead. As soon as he comes around the final third, his mind goes to his ass. That's it.
Thanks. You know, bro, that chance at the end, by the way, I feel like he had like as soon as Mendy made made a mistake and he gave it to Fred. If you actually remember Fred, I think it was Jesse that was making the run. He could have slipped Jesse through, and he had Ronaldo to his other side. So many options. And you try to be R9 and just chip it. Like that's the only bad thing about that performance. But I'm gonna big up Fred. Amazing performance from Fred. Like this guy covered the whole pitch. Defensively was sound. And for me, I was gonna ask you a little. Do you think, like, this is just a random question, but do you think Fred is overhated in this fan base?
I hear where you're coming from, but I think this season he hasn't been that great. I think McTominay's been worse, yes, but Fred hasn't been that good either. I think Fred is. I think when we get a proper team and we build a proper midfield, I think Fred is a bench option.
Yeah.
At best, and I think McTominay's not good enough at all. But I think Fred, I hear where you're coming from. He gets overhated, but I think he hasn't. Him and Fred and McTominay haven't been good this season. But he had a good game, so you have to give credit where credit was due.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, but we also covered the Tellers, by the way. I don't know what you think, Labille, but I think Tellers had me and Casper both said he was pretty sound. Like he held his own against Reece James at times. And yeah, what do you think about Tellers? Like how his performance?
Yeah, I think he had a decent. I don't think I remember much on what he did, but I think he was pretty comfortable. He didn't really make any mistakes because I would have remembered. But
yeah, 100%. Now, obviously, the centre back partnership. Because I'm excited to mention this because now, after that performance, I bet Maguire's shitting himself now because you've got Varane, right? So you've got Varane. Once he's fit, he's probably going to come back. But boy, oh boy, Bailly and Lindelof, another solid partnership. Like, I actually really like this partnership. And you know what it is with Eric Bailly? He always plays well against Chelsea. Man's doing Cruyff turns in his own box. Man's like, oh my days. Like, I actually really rate Bailly. Like, it was such a shame that he's always injured. But I think Bailly and Lindelof were outstanding, man. Like, they held their own against man like Timo Werner, you know, like finding Timo. He's so crap.
Yeah, I gotta say, Bailly was on point today. Blocked everything. Even when Lukaku came on, he put Lukaku in his pocket.
100%.
And I think he should be a starter. As long as he can stay fit, I think he should be starting games for us with Varane.
So who would you now, if you were the manager, who would your two centre-back partnerships would be? Because for me...
Varane and Bailly, for sure.
Varane and Bailly.
For me.
Yeah. Varane, Bailly, Lindelof as a backup. I would sell Maguire right now if I could, but you can't.
Nah, Lindelof starts for me. I can't lie. I don't think that by Varane will. No. Listen. I want Lindelof out of my team, yeah, but I don't think the Varane by thing would work. I do not think that. I think it would just be too much of a. But it doesn't complement each other in sort of a way. I think you have two people that are not too good on the ball. Do you know what I mean? But if you have Lindelof, who is actually quite good.
I think Varane's good on the ball.
No, but not in a sense of a Lindelof. Do you know what I mean?
I think Lindelof is the best ball-playing centre-back we have in the team. However, I do think Eric Bailly and Varane are decent. Like, you know what it is with Bailly? He does this quite a lot, by the way. He does what Rudiger does at times. He always carries the ball for a long time, innit? Like, I think Eric Bailly is composed, but both Eric Bailly and Varane are two similar centre-backs. However, I think Eric Bailly is a lot more aggressive. He's a lot more aggressive than Varane, whereas Varane's a lot more calmer at times. So I don't know what the balance. I think a good balance would be. I would say so far. Now, just Varane's injured, I'd still go with Eric Bailly and Lindelof for me.
Yeah, right now, yeah. But we have to look as well, Eric Bailly. Like, how long is that partnership going to last? It's going to last about 3 games, and then Eric Bailly is out with a 9-month injury or something. You have to take that into consideration as well. This man gets injured for time, and he can't go 4 games without getting injured. So that's another reason why I'd rather have Lindelof in the team over Bailly.
100%. So now we'll move on to I think we've covered. Oh, I don't know. I think what's his name, Jadon Sancho. Yeah, because for me, obviously in the first half he wasn't the best. Like, he was getting pressed a lot, like losing the ball at times. But I don't really blame him. But for me, he got the goal. It was a really good composed finish. Because if you guys look at the highlight again, if he had passed it to Rashford, the offside merchant, that's what he is. He's an offside merchant.
Was he offside? I think he stayed onside, is he not?
No, he was offside. I checked it. He was offside. For me, I'm happy he did it. He did like a little dummy, you know. They're not dummy. They did like a little feint.
Yeah.
Slotted past Mendy. It was a great finish. You know what it is with Sancho? What people don't realize with this guy. When I was watching him at Dortmund, even during the Champions League games, this guy's a very good finisher. Like, he's like not like a Greenwood. He's not like Mason Greenwood, obviously, but this guy, when I've seen, like, he seems really calm in front of goal. Like, you saw look at the goal he scored against Villarreal. Look at the goal he scored against, like, this guy. I didn't really understand why Carrick subbed him off. Like, for me personally, I think the Ronaldo sub was a waste of time, and he was a waste of space for me personally. What do you think about what do you think of the Ronaldo, like, being subbed on because he was ineffective? I don't think this suited Ronaldo this game.
I agree. But the thing with Ronaldo is such a big name, you can't drop him. It was a big saga before he didn't even start. So imagine him not playing the whole game. It would just cause problems. So I think the most important thing is he didn't. We got out of there with a draw, you know. I think with Ronaldo is just too much politics, so it's hard.
That's the same thing that Sarri said when he was at Juventus. That even because there was at times where he was playing him, I think, off the left, or he was trying to bench him, but because it's Ronaldo, like, there's too much issues that happen. So I agree with you in terms of Ronaldo that he has to play. But for me, what's his name with Sancho? I think he had a great game. I think Rashford wasn't good. I can't. When's the last game Rashford had a good game? Like, genuinely asking. I genuinely cannot remember.
He's been out for time though. Like, let's be honest. Like, when was the last? Martial did not have a good game against Villarreal. He was good off the ball, but on the ball he was shit.
I think Martial during Villarreal wasn't outstanding, but I think he did his own. Like, I think he did just a normal
was good
job.
off the ball, but on the ball he did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, I've not seen Martial do anything extravagant this season as well, and neither with Rashford.
Barring the goal against Everton, and that's it.
Yeah, but that was a Pickford mistake. Let's be honest. That he should have saved that.
That was a cold finish, though. Come on, not like Tony.
Nah, it was almost straight at Pickford, and that's a goalkeeper save. That's a goalkeeper save, man.
So you guys wouldn't drop Rashford. So we're not going to cover that.
I would drop him. I would drop him.
Who would you drop him for? Because for me, I'm dropping him for Martial.
Yeah, I'll probably drop him for Martial. I don't think. Look, the thing with it is now that we got a new coach, so I think it's for me it's a clean slate for everyone. I think some people like Maguire, McTominay won't be good enough, and I know that, but it's just still a clean slate. If God knows, if Ragnick gets something out of McTominay and Maguire, like we
If
never.
he gets out of McTominay, this guy's a genius if he doesn't, because I genuinely don't feel like he's going to get anything out of him. I don't know.
He's the most passive footballer I've ever seen.
Same goes with you know what it is with Maguire. What can you improve with Maguire? Because you can't make him go faster because he's really slow. You can't make him be. He can't turn. He can't be all of a sudden agile because he's really sluggish. So he can't improve that. The only thing you can help with Maguire is play a back three system. Help him with two. You just have to. You know how in England he's got Kyle Walker.
You have to play around him.
Exactly.
You have to get good fullbacks, two centre backs with him, and you have to have two DMs in front of him. Like, what's the point?
And
he scores one header, and then he's just the greatest defender of all time. Like,
yeah.
And he's heading shit. Let's be real. He headers like a freaking.
His headers are always like, you know what it is with Maguire? I genuinely thought when we signed him that he was going to score so many headers for us. But the amount of times he gets his head on the ball and he goes wide, it's so.
You know what it is? Ahmed is the 50p head. He hits the corners. He just goes over.
I called him a 50p head.
Yeah. He's a dead header or two. He wins headers, but he can't just put it on target. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Would you also think of the? Because for me, I think this. We've not touched on this player, but I don't think many people have touched him on Twitter as well. Like Jesse Lingard. I think Jesse Lingard has a role to play in this Ralph system. I don't know how you man think. Like I know, Casper. Casper, don't cook him. Yeah, don't cook Jesse. Listen for a sec. Yeah, this guy. Like I know he's not the most. Like he's not world class. He's never going to be world class. But for me, in terms of off the ball, Jesse's one of our best players in the team with Donny. In terms of what he offers us off the ball. So for me, Jesse does press a lot. He does press. He's decent on the ball. He can carry the ball. So I don't know. I actually think Jesse's I think he's got a role to play in this Ralph system. I don't know how you guys are thinking, or are you guys in the same boat in terms of like just sell Jesse? We don't need him, or do you think he has a role at the club with Ralph? What are you saying? We'll go with Casper first.
From a Man United perspective, I would love Jesse to stay. I love Jesse Lingard. I think he's a good substitution to bring on. But please, for the love of God, Jesse Lingard, leave Manchester United. That's because this man can play football, but he's not going to get the chances to play football under Manchester United because he's not better than Bruno. He's not better than Sancho. He's not better than the players who are having his position right now, which means he ain't going to play much. If he goes to West Ham, go back there and be the star you was. Because this man was being player of the month. He was scoring or assisting every game. Like he was a star of a Premier League. Like he needs to get back to that. And you can't do it at Man United. So
England as well. He has England.
Yeah, exactly. To get into the England team. Like I love Jesse Lingard, man. And that's why I want him to leave. That's what's best for his career. Because to stay here and play about 15 minutes every 5 games, it's not going to work, is it?
Do you think, guys, that he stayed because of Ronaldo and the vibes? No, I'm actually being serious. Like
Lingard.
No, Jesse Lingard. Do you think he stayed because of the Ronaldo and the vibes around the club? Is that why? Like, because he was leaving. You know, I'm pretty sure he was leaving. But then, do you reckon he stayed because of Ronaldo, or what are you saying?
I don't know why he stayed. To be fair, it didn't make sense. He was playing good. It's not like he was playing shit at West Ham. And he came back and he stayed. He was playing very good. He could have got a move. But he thought maybe he could. Maybe, I think Oli probably gave him false promises, maybe.
100%. You know what it is with Jesse as well? Like, obviously, he's not played that much of the season, but whenever he's come off the bench, he scored against Newcastle. He scored the winner against West Ham. I know he did the mistake against Younger Boys, but I think Jesse, like, I know maybe his best role is off the bench. But for me, like, I would still have a Jesse, like that type of player off the bench. Like, because I don't know.
Would he be happy with that?
I think deep down Jesse knows. I think deep down Jesse knows that he can't start in this team. With the players
but what he knows and have learned from experience is that he can go to a West Ham and be their star man and help them fight for Champions League, get in the Europa League as he did last season. So he knows he can be a star of a Premier League team.
He can become a legend
star
for
of the Premier League. Yeah, he can possibly. I don't know too much about how easy it is to become a West Ham legend, but Jesse, bro, like he is already a co-hero in West Ham fans' eyes as I've seen it. Like they love Jesse Lingard, except when he scored that goal. Like I didn't see anyone cursing at Jesse or nothing. Like usually they would be cursing, "Oh, you fucking wanker" and all that.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They didn't.
They
were
celebrate as well.
Yeah, just take it. Bruno Hernandez just pushed him and tried to make him celebrate nothing now.
Man, like Ronaldo was like, you know what? Forget West Ham. Just celebrate. Just go celebrate. But yeah, obviously we'll go to the you know what? I think we've covered everyone. I think Ronaldo. We've covered Ronaldo, Sancho.
Ronaldo scored against Chelsea. You know, let me just get this straight. Like he has never scored against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. He's never scored against Chelsea at Old Trafford. The only time he scored against Chelsea in his career is that final in Moscow. That's the only time in his entire career that he scored against Chelsea. I think that must be his worst ever team to play against. Like one goal in like 15, 20 games. That is crazy, man.
It's not good. It's not good. I think the best, like Rashford and Martial, have a great record against them. But yeah, we'll do the player rating. We'll just whisk through the player ratings, and we'll obviously talk about the Romano tweet, what he just said. So, De Gea, what are your man? So, a 5 is average, 4 is below average, a 6 is good, 7 is very good, 8 is amazing, and 9 is you get the gist. So De Gea, for me, I'm gonna give De Gea a solid 7. Hudson-Odoi shot, Rudiger shot, couldn't do much against the penalty, and yeah, man, I'm gonna give him a solid 7. What are you saying, Casper?
I'm giving him a 6. I can't lie.
Okay.
Like this is a De Gea 6. If I was rating this of Alisson, of Kasper Schmeichel or anyone, it's a 7 or an 8. But of De Gea standards this season, it's a 6. Because De Gea has been the best keeper in the world for me.
Okay, fair enough. What are you giving, man? Like,
wait.
Big Dave.
Can I give 6.5?
Go on then.
Let's see. Oh no, let's not do halves. But if I'm being honest,
I don't mind, bro. I don't mind.
If I'm being honest, 5 is the average.
5 is average, 4 is below average, 6 is good. 6 is okay. I don't know, to be honest. Just
I'll give you 6.
6. Okay. So that's above. Oh yeah, 6 is above average basically, and 7 is good. Right. Okay. Now we'll move to Wan-Bissaka. I'm gonna let Casper go first actually in this one, because this one's a tricky one.
Like, this is a hard one still. I think that penalty is really unfair, and I think that's one of them where if the ref doesn't blow, what VAR is not going to overturn it and make it a penalty. I think most defenders are going to do that and make that a penalty, like make that decision.
Yeah,
I think I only saw about one mistake he did straight up. I think Aaron has. It's a hard one. I think he's a 5 is average. Yeah,
5 is average, 4 is below average.
This is really hard, man.
You know what it is? I'll let you think about it, and I'll let you think about it. Actually, we'll let you go last. Actually, for me, Wan-Bissaka, as soon as he gave the penalty away, I was ready to give him a 3 or a 4. But there was this one chance where Timo Werner was about to strike the ball, and then Wan-Bissaka put his foot on it, and then he made a goal. Like that was going to be a goal. So I was initially going to give him a 3, and because he made that block, I'm just gonna. You know what? I'll be generous because I've been cooking Wan-Bissaka a lot. I'll just give him a 5, an average game.
Yeah, I'll give him a 5 too. I think
that's fair.
I would also give him a 5 because I think obviously he didn't offer us anything going forward, but like I think when sometimes they put crosses in, he was unaware. Like Rudiger shot, he should be marking Rudiger, for example.
No. See, this is what I found out. out about this. I watched through the game, and every time the ball came in across, he was marking the striker. And do you know why?
Why is he marking a striker? He's a right back.
But you know why? Because Lindelof was marking pure air. He was just standing there marking no one. And that's why they are open on the back post. I'm telling you now.
That's his man.
Go and watch that game back. He leaves the back post open because Lindelof marks nothing. I promise you. Go watch it.
Lindelof had a better game than him. That's false.
In
Lindelof
the
had-
second half, yeah, not the first half. In
No,
the
the
first
whole
half,
game.
Lindelof was shocking. Lindelof was shocking.
So what are you going to give him then, Casper?
I'm giving him a 5. A 5.
All right,
Simple.
okay. Same as me then. Average game. All right, big up. Okay. Now moving to Eric Bailly. Eric Bailly, come on. I'm gonna give him a 7. I'm gonna give him a 7.
I agree. A 7, yeah.
Okay. Is that, do you agree as well, Nabil? A 7
For who?
for Eric Bailly.
Yeah, 7.
All right, okay. Lindelof. I'm gonna get I'm gonna give the two partnerships just both 7s. Both 7s. Like, what are you man saying? Or are you gonna give? Oh, Casper's gonna give Lindelof a 4 now.
No. I'm not that crazy. I'm not that crazy.
I feel like you want to give him a 6.
I do.
You
really
think he
do.
had an above average performance? Because above
Yeah,
average
but
is 6.
I thought he
7
was
is-
shocking in the first 20-25 minutes. He was honestly so shit. He couldn't
Okay.
get hold of the ball. He made plenty of mistakes. Second half, he was amazing, but that first half, man, I
So
can't
first
give
half-
him a
so-
7.
So first half, what would you give him in the first half?
In the first half, I would give him a 3.
And in the second half?
Probably an 8.
So that kind of averages to like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
What's that? That's like 6.5.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll give
Well,
him
yeah.
a 7 to be nice, man.
Okay.
Go on,
Okay.
good stuff.
All right. Okay. What about Alex Tellers, the best left back in the world? No, I'm joking. What were we saying about Tellers? I'm going to give Tellers a 6.
Yeah, same.
I'm giving him a 5.
A 5. Okay. You didn't really have much to do, to be honest. But
Nah,
now,
exactly.
Yeah, actually, I'll give him a 5. Sorry. my
yeah,
bad.
I changed to a 5 as well. Average, just a normal average performance. Because I just clocked that at Tellers. Like, as much as he did like his thing, there was nothing outstanding about it. We'll move to the supposed man of the match, the apparently man of the match. So McTominay, I'm going to give this guy a 4. He wasn't even average for me. He was below average. Man, there's nothing about him that just...
Who, McTominay?
Yeah, the supposed man of the match guy.
4.
4. Yeah, okay. What are you saying, Cass?
I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5.
I mean, for his standards, that's probably a decent game because he's so shit.
Yeah, but I don't think he was like shit. He did some good things, but
That's why I said
he had
below
like
average.
he had like 24, 26 passes completed, but most of them were probably back to the hay or something.
Oh my god.
But still, man, I'll give him a 5.
Five.
It's an average game for McTominay. Like, it's nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
Okay. What about Matic?
6.
Nemanja Matic.
It's a
6
6 for me.
for me.
I'm giving him a 6 as well. I think he was above average. I thought he was better than average. I don't think he was amazing. I think he was just in between. So big up to Matic. It was a composed performance. Now we'll move to Fred. This is my man of the match, and I'm going to give him an 8. What are you saying?
Nah, not an 8. That's too much.
Really?
Yeah, I would have given him a 7 if he didn't f it up at the end. But I still give him a 7. I think 7 is a fair.
Okay. What about you, Casper?
I would give a 7.5. I would, because I think he deserves to be a level above the other players because he was man of the match, as you asked me right after the match.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was a level above, you know what I mean? But I think it was just the bus. I would give it a 7.5.
A 7. Okay. Right. Okay. Fair enough. Who else? We've covered the whole free midfield, right? Yeah, we've covered the whole free midfield. Now on to Bruno Hernandez. No, I'm joking. Right.
No.
Bruno Hernandez. Yeah, right. What are we saying for this guy? Because I'm going to give this guy a 3. I thought he was.
Are we doing this by Bruno standard or just general?
If you have a high, yeah.
Because if we were doing this by Bruno standards, it's a 3 or a 2. If we're doing this by normal attacking midfielder standards, it's still a 4 or a 5.
I don't think he was average. I think he was. You know
No,
what?
but if you're judging it from Bruno Hernandez, the world-class midfielder that he is, it's a 2 or a 3.
But the thing is, your standards might be different to like my standards. Do you understand?
Yeah, I think Bruno is amazing, man. I can't lie. But that game, he was poor. He did create the chance where we scored. He did nick it
I don't
out.
think he meant that though. Like he just hoofed it randomly. I can't like give him credit for that. But
if you're surrounded by 10 players, there's not really any other option to do, is it? You're not going to dribble past all the man. So
If I was
think
nice, I'd probably if I'm being nice, I'll give him a below average, which is a 4. But for me, because he just annoyed me throughout the whole game, I'm gonna go 3. 3 is poor, and 2 is very poor, and 1 is just crap. So
I'm giving him a 4 because it didn't really cost us anything. I don't think Van de Beek would do anything different, as I saw against Villarreal. It's a graveyard shift being the number 10 for Manchester United, so I'll give him a 4.
All right, 4. What are you saying, Nabil? What are you going to give Bruno Fernandes?
I think 4. He didn't have a good game, so 5 would not be fair, and especially for his standards. We know he's a better player than that, but recently he hasn't been playing good at all.
Okay,
and he's been just very reckless and whatnot.
Right.
And definitely a 4. Probably one of the worst players.
Well, okay. So you guys go with a 4. I go for a 3. So we'll just round it to 4. Marcus Rashford. Now I'll go last. I'll let Nabil go first. What are you saying
4.
with
Definitely
a 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't do nothing. He was a passenger, I think.
Exactly. That's why I was going to give him a 3. But what are you saying, Casper?
I'm giving it a 4 because it was kind of a pivotal to the goal we scored. Because if Rashford was not up there, there might be another situation, because he faked him with a fake pass, and that was beautiful to watch. But if there's no one else there, that's not going to work. He's not going to fake him with a fake pass when no one is there. So I'm gonna give him a 4 as well. I don't think it was a 3.
A 4. Okay. Now the guy that got in the score sheet, man, like Jadon Sancho, the best winger in the world, and that's not a joke. I'm just going to be shameless on that. So, because I love Jadon Sancho, man. Like, bro, you know what it is with Sancho? Because I wanted this guy for so long, for 2 years, and I wasn't just saying it all because we were interested. Because I was actually watching his games. I wanted to get this guy ASAP. Like, as soon as they were asking for 120 million, I was like, it's a bit too much, but you know what? I'll just go for it. But for me, Sancho, because I think his ceiling is really high. As much as he got the goal, I'm just going to say 6. Just a normal 6 for me.
Yeah, I'll say 6.
5. I'm going to say 5. I can't.
Because he got the goal, I have to give him a 1.
If he didn't get the goal, I was going to give him a below average / average for performance. Because he got the goal, I'm going to up it to 6.
I don't think he did really. I think he was mostly a passenger as well that game. Like, he scored the goal, but most people are going to score when they're 1-on-1 with the keeper.
Yeah.
I think it has to be. Yeah.
If it was a 1v1, I think Werner wouldn't score it. You get me? Man, like team.
Werner, he missed the 1-1. He missed the open goal, I think.
Exactly. Man tried to. I think he like booted it to the fans or something. Like bloody.
Yeah, hit the corner flag.
Oh yeah, did it?
Yeah, man.
Man, like finding Timo, you know, bloody hell. Wait, have we covered everyone? Wait, who else have we covered?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll just go. Okay, the subs. Who came on?
Ronaldo, Jesse,
and who else?
Ooh.
I think it's Ronaldo, Jesse, and Donny that came on.
Yeah, Donny was non-existent. I didn't even know he was playing.
I think I'm going to give them all 4s.
Who?
Donny, Jesse, Ronaldo. I'm giving them all 4s.
I'll give Ronaldo.
I'll just give them 5, like, just to be fair.
I'll give Ronaldo a 5. I'll give Jesse a 4 because I didn't notice Jesse at all, and Donny a 4 as well because I didn't notice Ronaldo actually trying to do stuff. But Jesse and Donny, them I was just vibing far away from the ball. So I'm gonna give them 2-4 and then Ronaldo. No, them 2-4 and then Ronaldo 5.
Yeah. Okay, big up. Now we've covered the player ratings. Now towards the end of the show, we'll just do 5 more minutes. We're going to be talking about the Fabrizio Romano. Now, as you can see, Ralph Ragnick will have a big influence on the decision for Man United's next manager. He's going to work on many areas of the club. He'll bring in one member of his current staff, his story, top signings, Red Bull, group ideas, and so on. Now, with this Ralph Ragnick news, and it's been fully announced, as happy as I am, I don't know how you guys feel. I'm still really uncomfortable at the fact that Field and Carrick and McKenna are still here. Like, what are you guys thinking with the whole announcement? Like,
the thing is, I think they don't want to like release them because they just got big contracts. Number 2, they kind of, I think they want them to kind of learn from Ralph Ragnick, but I think they should get rid of them because they're not good enough. But then, 100%. I don't know. I think, but the most important thing is he's getting an assistant coach.
Yeah,
they have no say. They have no say in how the team sets out. They have no say in it. They just there. You get helping with the coach.
Is Ralph
They're basically Koeman. That's what they are.
So Ralph,
he's-
Ralph is bringing in someone.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
that's-
bringing in and he's bringing in a video assistant as well,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is gonna be under the radar.
So 2 people.
Yeah,
I think
but
more than
it's
two.
like I think it's more the two people, but like in the staff, like the main part of the
The
people
main
that are gonna be in
yeah.
the stands in there.
It's the coach
Yeah.
and a video
Do you
analyst.
think?
So the people
I
that you
think
can see, not the people behind the scenes.
Okay. Do you reckon? Obviously, with the whole coaching setup, I actually think Phelan. I think Phelan's the most likely one to leave. You know,
Yeah,
because
feeling is
obviously,
gone, man.
do you think he's gone? Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he was part of Ollie. He doesn't really do anything. He
But
doesn't.
Feeling apparently staying in Carrick. I'm not sure about McKenna, but Feeling and Carrick said it's staying.
I wouldn't mind Carrick staying, bro. I like Carrick, man. 100% win rate in the Champions, undefeated in the Premier League.
But
That's
apparently,
what
he's
I'm
not got his
talking
coaching
about.
badges. So
Yeah. He can stay, bro. Carrick for the vibes, man.
Carrick for the vibe. So,
The
so
Geordie.
you guys are comfortable with? Isn't he bringing his second man as well? He's called. What's his name? Lugum. What's his name again?
I had no idea, man.
He's bringing some guy from CS Moscow that was with him with
Yeah,
RP Leipzig.
Korneka.
Yeah, him. Yeah. So
Lars Korneka, Lars.
Lars Konecki, yeah. So you man are happy with the whole thing, like even though the coaching staff are still there, like Carrick, you man don't care.
For me, yeah, it's as long as they're not participating in the coaching, I don't give a toss. You can be there for vibes if you
Okay.
want.
You know what it is? I wanted to touch on lastly, by the way, before we finish, just we'll give it 3 more minutes. With Ralph Ragnick, we all know that he's not managed a big club. Like this is Man United. This is a huge club. Now, I'm not saying he's going to flop. He did really well on the bottom tier of Bundesliga and bringing them up. So does that worry you in a way? Like, because Man United, like it's a big club, like we know, and it's going to be proper hard to implement, especially the gegenpress as well with these group of players. Like, do you think it's going to take a long time to implement his style with this current team? Especially we've got congested fixtures as well.
Personally, I would say that I hear where you're coming from. There's going to be less training sessions and there's going to be more games. And I think this is what's going to happen. I think we're going to fatigue our players. Some of our players are going to fatigue maybe a bit quick. I think also we might pick up a few injuries.
Yep.
And I feel like I think people kind of think that Ralph Ragnick, we're gonna go straight up and we're gonna start winning every single game. I don't think that's the case. I think at times we're gonna get opened up. I think personally,
That's what I'm scared about.
I think we're gonna have a system anyway and a philosophy, and there's gonna be a direction in the way we're going forward. But I think over time, I think I think.
So you guys are happy that he's gonna? Sorry, go on.
Ralph Ragnick hasn't had a preseason, so this is gonna be like his preseason thing.
Are you guys happy that he's going to be choosing the next manager? Because I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely.
And lastly, who do you guys think? Like, tell me who you want to come in next season as the full-time manager, and who do you think Ralph is going to choose? So we'll start with Casper. Who do you want, and who do you think is going to come? Because for me, I think.
Yeah. He's lagging.
Oh, is he lagging? Yeah. I'll just wait. Can you hear me, Casper?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh no, I'll just ask you that. What do you think who do you think Ralph Ragnick is going to choose for his next manager that's going to come to Man United? And who do you think, and who do you want? So, yeah.
I have no idea whatsoever, man, because Ragnick knows a lot of managers that have gone under the radar. Like this man, after he went off at Leipzig, he got in Julius Nagelsmann. Nobody knew who he was, and then look what he did, and now he's the Bayern coach. Like, I do not know. I think Fusmo like his style is Ten Hag because of the way Ajax play. They play a bit of pressing here and there. They play with like
possession,
all football, like here and there, all over the place. Like everyone plays everywhere. I think it probably will be Ten Hag, and that's who I'd want for now. I would trust if he just brought in some fella that's named Casper. I would trust Ragnick, man. Like, bring me in, bro. You know what to do, man. Just give me the.
You know
contract.
what it is. I think. I would take Ten Hag and Poch. I wouldn't mind either, but like I said many times, if there was any chance we could get Ten Hag, I'd go for him instead. But for me, I think Ralph is gonna. I don't know if he's gonna choose a random upcoming manager. I think he's gonna choose someone who's already known, like who's like known already. Like that's why I think for me, I don't know, because this United board, they really do love Pochettino, don't they? So I don't know, man. They could pick Poch. Who do you want to
But Ed Woodward would not be in charge of the footballing decisions then, because he will be the Myrtle or whoever there is. And I don't know the name. It might be Myrtle. It might have been some other Donny. I'm not good with names. But what I heard is that he is going to do the financial things.
Yeah.
And he's not going to do the footballing things. And that is a real positive. Because Ed Woodward is like, he's want to do it all. He's the Superman of everything. He's going to do the football. He's going to do that. And and you can't do everything. Even as a CEO, you can't do everything. So if he just stick to the financial, as all these American people are bankers, and when we have Ragnick in as an advisor,
with the W.
Yeah, of course, man. Oh, I like that. I just clocked it. It took me some time, man. I like that though. But if he then can take advice from Ragnick to then just let Ragnick do the footballing things with him just taking credit for it, I think we could be in for a good couple of years, man. And good things to come.
Okay. Well, anyway, big up for everyone that was tuning in, man. Like, appreciate the support. Big up to Casper. Big up to Labille. Before we wrap up real quick now, quick predictions for the Arsenal game. And then make sure you tell the people where they can find you as well. And yeah, man.
Arsenal, man.
Man, like Arsenal, you know, like Ramsdale, man. They've got the next Neuer, apparently, according to them.
Bro, Ramsdale is
dead, I think it could be a draw. I think it could be a draw.
No,
this is a big game, by the way.
Ramsdale is dead.
We're both going to play not to lose. If Ragnick's is not coaching, or if he's not on the line, so I think they're both going to play not to lose, and I can smell a draw. I can smell it like. Yeah.
Okay. You're saying 1-1.
Yeah, I can smell a 1-1.
All right, Casper, what are you saying?
Maybe.
I think because this Ramsdale guy is shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he makes camera saves. Do you know why he makes some camera saves? Because his positioning is so awful, man. Honestly, look at that Leicester save where apparently the Ballon d'Or is giving out a save of the season or something. That was almost in the middle of the goal. Like, bro, his positioning is so bad. And I saw that goal against Liverpool as well. Man went down, and then he went past him to just slot it in easily, man. Ramsdale is dead.
I'm all here for the Arsenal slander. I'm all here for it.
I expect us to absolutely batter these lot, especially with Ramsdale, man.
Arsenal, they're like our bogey team, you know, Arsenal. Like, especially under Arteta, like, we've not beaten them for a long. It's about time we batter Arsenal.
Yeah, man. I don't think we've beaten Arteta. Like, I remember us being...
We've not scored a goal against Arteta.
Yeah,
it's mad. Because if you think about it, there was a game where Pogba gave away a penalty. We lost 1-0 because they scored a penalty. Aubameyang scored. There was a game where they played us at home where Arteta broke the record in terms of like, they finally beat us there. So we lost twice to them, and we didn't score a goal. We haven't scored a single goal against Arteta's side. So
it's true, man.
Yeah, man.
No, I reckon we'll score now.
I think it's gonna score.
All right, okay, right. So I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with the 2-1. But yeah, make sure, like, obviously, like, now tell the people where they can find you. I'll plug their Twitter links on the description, so make sure you guys give them a follow. Just quickly, like, just tell the people where they can find you, and then we'll wrap up.
You can find me on Twitter at LibelleUT.
Big up, Casper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find me on here. You'll find me everywhere, man. I'm doing a lot of YouTube things at the moment, and you'll find me on Twitter at man like Casper as well.
Man's like Kante, man. He's everywhere. Right. Big up, everyone. And take care, man. Peace.